Hi, seventh grade. I am recording a video right now to walk you through two, or actually, really three essential items for the start of class today. The first thing I want to do is I want to talk to you about your reading schedule and sort of what we're going to be moving to in book clubs for the rest of our distance learning time. And I also want to introduce our companion books. As I introduce our reading schedule, I am also going to take you through a reminder of how to use this book club discussion document. Really quickly, hopefully you've already read the agenda. Basically, I'm going to break it down as follows. You're going to watch this video and just learn what we're doing in the coming weeks. Then you're going to have a quick discussion with your book clubs, but it's going to be happening over Google Documents. It's going to be happening on a document that looks like this. I'll talk you through how to use it, but this lives in your English folder already, and it is already shared with all of your book club members. And then after you fill out your book club discussion document with these three items, which I'll let you read on your own, you're going to go into your reading schedule. That will look like this. This also lives in your English folder, and you're going to fill out Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday reading goals for yourself. And finally, that should take you all in like 20 minutes max. So from there, you have 40 minutes to work on your theme paragraph. If you're already done with your theme paragraph, I would recommend at least taking a look at the rubric. I have linked a PDF of the rubric here. It is very similar to the rubric we always use, but I've made it a little bit simpler given that you don't have necessarily direct quotes this time. So take some time to edit your paragraph, use the rubric to guide that work. And then when you're done, you need to submit your paragraph to the portal. I have a link to tutorial for how to do that if you've forgotten right over here. You do not need to PDF your paragraph like I know some teachers are having you do. You just need to copy and paste the link to your document into the portal. Your paragraph is due by 10 today, but ideally you have spent appropriate time on Thursday, Friday, and this weekend getting it done, and hopefully you won't have to be working that late. I will be available during class on Zoom if you need my support today, as well as during office hours. Okay, so let's talk about reading. So here's the deal. I have decided that even though it was really fun getting you onto the Zoom book club chat rooms, for right now, that just takes way too much time and I can't save that information. So that's like 20 minutes of lost time every time we're trying to do book clubs. So I think that what we need to do for now is just kind of move towards more asynchronous and independent work. If you saw Mr. Lozier's email, we are going to be in distance learning for a bit longer now than we originally anticipated. So I think that as much as I wanted to keep book clubs alive, I think we're going to have to utilize our book clubs more to brainstorm ideas with. You have those, anywhere between 1 and 5 people who have read the same book as you and can support you with any ideas you have for your companion book project, which is our final project for the unit. But you're not necessarily having to read in lockstep any longer. So what I want you to do from here on out is I want you to use this document as a reading plan and a reading log. And so I'm going to fill out a sample one for you right now. So let's say that I have decided the first thing you need to do is talk to your book club about whether or not you want to read synchronously or asynchronously. And you're going to do that in this document, which is also in your English folder. It's called Book Club Discussion Doc. You can read the directions here, and then you can go ahead and get to it. So don't erase those directions because this document is shared for everyone in your group. You're supposed to fill this out by 9:45. You're supposed to be on here writing, and hopefully everybody will be on there writing and you can kind of see what each other are thinking. So I'm going to say my name, right? Today is the 30th so that everybody knows this is a current comment. And I'm going to say, I would love to continue to read with other students if either of you are open to it, I can read anywhere between 30 and 40 pages a day. Okay. Now, hopefully my book club members are going to get on there. Let's say Jake pops on. Sorry, Jake, for using you as a model. And he's like, me too. But then maybe he's like, I want to read 60 pages a day. And then we're going to have to get into a negotiation, and maybe we will decide that we would prefer to just move on independently and just talk to each other about exciting parts of the book. The other thing you can do is you can say, I'm going to move to independent reading. And that doesn't mean you're reading your independent reading book. You're still doing your dystopian book clubs, right? But you're going to be working at your own pace. If everybody in your group wants to do that, then that's fine. If all but one of you want to work independently, then that one of you who wanted to read with others is kind of now going to be stuck working independently, unless you want to talk to me about jumping to another class document, perhaps. But if half of you want to read independently and half of you want to read together, that's totally cool. Let's say that you want to read independently. Now you're going to go to your reading plan and you're just going to fill this out. So if I was reading independently, I am currently on, let's say, page 132. So I am going to read I'm going to read 30 pages today. So to page 162, right? And then I'm going to fill out for the next day and I'm going to say, okay, I have a busy day tomorrow. I want to read to at least 20 pages, 185, how about? And then I'm going to fill that out for Wednesday too. Read to 230, let's say, whatever your numbers are, right? Now, the other thing I'd like you to do is once you complete these reading assignments, I'd like you to go in and mark them as either complete or revise them. So at the end of the day, you should go back in and you should say, yes, I did this. And I'm going to say green means I got it done. I'm going to say red or orange, whichever you want, means I didn't quite make it. And I can say this is highlighted, catch up tomorrow on page 176, right? And so this is maybe more detail than you would need for yourself, but this is how I, as your teacher, am going to be monitoring your reading. Now, let's say that you were in the group of people who wants to read with others, then you have to share, you have to work with your club. You can, if you have their numbers, call them. If not, you can email them, or you can use that discussion doc we were just on. And you have to choose one of your reading logs. So I uploaded one to every student folder. So pick one student to then share with whoever their group members are. And then those students who are utilizing this same log can write their names down. You can write it up at the top here or down here, and you can erase the blank one from your folder. Okay, so that covers how to use our reading log. It covers how to use our discussion document, and it covers how to fill in your reading log and the fact that we're moving to independent reading. The last thing I should tell you is that ideally, we should be finishing our second book by the time we either leave for spring break, which is right here, or by the time we return from spring break, which is on the 26th. So somewhere between the 13th of April and the 26th of April, you should be done with your second book. Many of you are already done with your second book. A few of you are still on your first book and are way behind and have not been meeting the goals. And ultimately, at this point, that just has to do with how much time you've been setting aside for reading. Maybe things have been going on that have been keeping you from it. And of course, life gets in the way at times. But if you are not on your second book yet, you should really dedicate as much time as you can in the coming weeks to reading. After spring break, Miss G and I are trying to figure out what book we want you to read next. I think we're going to not do House on Mango Street if we're not going to be heading back to school in time together. So we're going to pick an alternate title, I believe. We'll get back to you about that. But we would be starting that sometime in this last week of May. So you want to really be finishing your books on or before that last week of May. Okay, the last thing for us today is to talk about your companion book project. So if you click this, it will take you to a PDF, and I will upload to the school portal the sample that I have from when I did the companion book project with my sixth graders. Once upon a time, we did it for historical fiction books. You did not do that last year. I have yet to make a sample one for dystopian yet, but that one I made for historical fiction, I made it for One Crazy Summer, might help you get a general sense of what we're doing. So a companion book is basically a book that's made to go along with a well-known piece of literature. And for this assignment, you are going to create a companion book for your dystopian book club. You can choose whether you want to do it just for the first book or second book or third book. Like, you could pick just one book to do it for, or you could do it for like the entire series if you've read the entire series, if you want. That's totally up to you. One is not worth more points than the other. I know you're going to be asking me, do I get extra credit? No, whichever one you want to do is fine. I'll let you read this on your own, but these are the elements that your companion book needs to have. I do want to point out right now that some of these we haven't studied yet, like an analysis of the hero's journey. That'll be one of our lessons this week, okay? But most of this you already know. You know what conflicts are. We studied in detail the rules of our futuristic world and what's gone awry, and you actually have a lot of this work in your notebook already. Like, you should have important symbols and important themes in there already. You'll notice that the last bullet point asks you for one piece of fan fiction, and it says see the back for a list of options. So it's actually here on the second page. So you can choose one of the options below for your fan fiction. You can write a letter to a character or author, write an alternate ending, interview a character, etc. I'll let you read the rest of these on your own. Notice that one of them is, if you have a different idea, you can ask me. So you don't need to do anything with fan fiction, with your dystopian book clubs right now. All you have to do today is finish your paragraph and make sure it's nicely edited. But I wanted to put that on your radar right away, because I know that we're going to be heading into that coming Wednesday. Okay, that's all I've got for you. I hope you have a great day. Bye.